Okay, I'm going to get started with today's interactive workshop on resume writing. Okay, what qualifies me to teach you how to write a resume? I've held many jobs in the past. I've been working since I was 14 years old. Literally, probably had like the most of a gap in employment that I've had was probably about 3 months. I'm going to close this little window here to try to, the lawnmowers are going. Give me a sec. So I've been working for quite some time, um, held many jobs throughout the years, and have been distributing resumes, sending out resumes, and I've had great success over the years with landing jobs. Now, um, some of the advice that I could give is that when you go for a job interview, you want to dress to impress. Okay, my first job interview that I went on, I literally wore like a two-piece suit, and I was 14 years old, and I was going for a Roy Rogers job. So it was a fast food restaurant. My friend was laughing at me. We went together. He had on jeans, sneakers, and a baseball cap, and I literally had on a two-piece suit, and we both got the job. Now, I really truly believe that we both got the job because of me, because I was dressed up. I was dressed to impress. And, that was one thing that my dad instilled in me. You want to leave a good impression. You want people to remember you. So, the way that you dress is important. Um, we're going to go through a bunch of different sample resume styles, as you can see up here on the screen. I'm going to go through a couple of them. Your homework is going to be to choose a resume style that you would like to go forward with. Okay. Now, this webinar right here is pre-recorded. The next ones will be live, more interactive, where we will interact and go through the resume writing process. Um, I had a little technical difficulty. I somehow ended the first broadcast. So link that you guys did initially somehow got lost because I got a phone call. I ended the broadcast thinking I could come right back. I wasn't able to get to the broadcast, so I had to start it. What it is, you know, right live. I'm going to go through the process. Hopefully, it comes out well, and you guys can view the video. And then the next week, we can actual interactive session. Okay, so I'm in Microsoft Word right now. And in Microsoft Word, you can see here in the top right hand corner up here. So let's click on a couple of them. This one says Creative Resume designed by MOO. Uh-oh, what happened? Okay, so here you have this style. Um, you will put your name over here to the side. You did it for me already. Here's your experience, and, and um, for, for your education is here, the degrees that you've earned, your email or if any social media handles that at a professional that you would like to share resume so that they can get a sense of who you are, the objective, the skills. Now, this is just one style of a resume. I cannot say that I particularly like the style of a resume, but it is something, that you can consider, something to choose from. Okay, something that you can choose from. Let's go to another style. here when I bring up Microsoft Word, I see templates. I had done search for resumes. I'm not sure why I couldn't get back out of that. But let's look at a different style resume here. This one here, blue gray. Well, this is a cover letter. Blue Spears resume. Okay. Now we can see that this resume style is a little bit different. This one has her picture on her resume. It gives it a job, a sense of who it is that first name, your last name, a real personable picture. This contact information is very important on the resume. You make sure that you give them a lot of different ways to contact you. You can see your phone, your email, if you have a website, so forth and so on. Job experience is here on the right side. Education, communication. Okay, it says with your own image in the circle is easy. Select image and do it with the right click of a mouse. Okay, so they're telling you how to get your picture here if you wanted to, if you wanted to make your resume more personable. Here we have leadership and references available upon request in this particular resume. So this is just a different style of a resume that we look at while we're trying to evaluate exactly which one we would like to use. And this is a second one. It's going to give me a problem to get back to where we were initially. Yes, it's going to give me another problem. So I'm just going to open up another window here. And I'm not going to save this. And back here. So I want you basically to go through the different style of resumes that you see here and kind of pick what would work best for you. Okay. Um, that's the goal here. So you can do this search right here. If you have Microsoft Word, you can go through it this way. If you do not have Microsoft Word, you can do it in Google Docs. So let me just walk through how to go through in Google Docs. Now in Google Docs, you would go up here to these to the little box here. They call it a waffle, and you would go to Docs. So you would find Docs in the waffle. Now, in Google Docs, you have a couple of options that pop up right off the bat. You have blank, and then it says resume, and you have a Coral resume, a Swiss resume. You're not going to have as many options in the in. You're not going to have as many options in the resume department as you would if you had Microsoft Word. But let's do a search for resume here and see what pops up. Okay, so we have a couple of different style resumes that popped up. Or actually, these are resumes that I helped people create, uh, or resumes that were in this system. Okay, sample resume doc here. Yeah. Okay, other teachers' resumes are popping up here, I guess. Interesting enough. So let me see. Let's go back here to the first initial template, and let's just click on the Swiss resume. Okay, so here you have a different style of a resume. Okay, we can see that you can put it there, um, your address, your phone number, and email. And again, your phone is a very important component to the resume. You want to make sure that they can contact you in multiple different ways. Um, Here we have this resume starts off with skills, and then it moves on to experience. And experience is basically letting the job know, or letting the prospective employer know what experience you have in the work field. Now, if you're applying for a computer job, you definitely want to put jobs where you have worked on computers. Okay. Now, in some cases, like let's say, most people, an average person at age 30 has held 10 different jobs. Um, you don't have to put all 10 jobs on the resume. However, I like to gear the resume toward the type of work that you would, or the type of job that you're aspiring to get. So I would try to gear my resume, showing that prospective employer that I have experience in this particular area. I have experience, doing these things, so that they are looking at your resume, um, you know, as a good potential prospect. If you have that type of experience, make sure you list it on your resume. It's okay and it's common to have different types of resumes. I have what I call a professional resume. And if I'm going for a teaching job or a job in the education field, I only list jobs that I've held in education field. Resume, okay, I worked at Roy Rogers, I worked at Taco Bell, but I'm not going to put those jobs on that. Only for a job in education, I only want to list my educational experience. Now, there are cases where, some people have only had 3 jobs or 4 jobs, and it's okay that you just list those jobs that you had. But in your description now, you want to make sure that on those jobs for, okay, that's the important style of a resume. So you would basically go in here and you would just kind of change the data. So if I wanted to put my name here, I would. Okay. I would get rid of creative director because I'm not a creative director. I would list my name and address again here, so forth and so on. Just kind of editing information and gearing it toward what it is that I want to do. Okay. So your homework is going to be to select a style of a resume that you would like to go with, and be prepared with that next week. So whether you're using Google Docs, or you're going to use whether you're going to use Google Docs to find a resume, or you're going to use Microsoft Word to find a resume style, we would like for you to come prepared next week with a style of a resume so that we can get started. Okay, right away, kind of jumping right into it. Um, okay, now to find your work experience, right? To try to when you resume, you want it to sound very professional. So what I like to do is I like to go online to do searches, job description. For instance, let's pull up a Google window. Okay, and I just told you that I worked as a bank teller. I worked at Roy Rogers. I worked at Pizza Hut, Roy Rogers, and Taco Bell. And when I went for the job for bank teller, I wanted to use that experience that I had from working the cash register at those fast food restaurants to I wanted to use that experience to show them that that I knew how to handle money. So I'm going for a bank teller job. Let's just say uh, cashier job description. Okay, here we see what pops up is responsibilities, register registers sales on a cash scanning items, itemizing and totaling customers' purchases, resolves customer issues, questions, collect payments by accepting cash, check, or charge payments from customers, and makes change for cash customers. Now, that's just a real simple, basic description. You can kind of go to different websites to see cashier's primary role is to assist customers in store process. Main duties including ring up sales, bagging items, requesting price checks, etc. Okay, the cashier will scan the customer selections, ensure that prices and quantities are accurate, accept payments, issue receipts, answer inquiries, etc. So you could go right to Google to get your job descriptions so that they sound really, really professional. That's our goal. We want our resume to sound really professional. So let's just say that I copy and paste, and I'm just, doing this as an example. So I'm going to copy that. If you're on a Windows computer, come and see if you're on a Mac computer. So that copies the data, and then we'll go back to our resume here and experience. Okay, and that's going to be part of the description right here. And I'm just going to paste that in there, and I'm just going to organize it, make sure it's right. And let's just say, my company name here was Taco Bell. Job title, I could say I was a senior cashier. Okay, I'm going to put the dates that I worked here from Taco Bell. I'm going to just list my duties. Okay, um, register sales on a cash register by scanning items, itemizing when customers purchases. Next line, I'm going to say resolves customer issues. I'm going to say like resolved customer issues and in question because I'm tired of that. And I've collected payments by accepting cash, check, or charge payments from customers and made change for cash customers. Okay. Um, and that's just basically, going to try to do. I mean, everyone has different types of jobs. Everyone, has different type of work experience, but we need to tailor it as much as we can, personalize it as much as to you. And once that's done in process, we want to try to make sure the wording is great, nice and professional. Okay. We could look up skills to see, what, you know, a good description of your skills would be. We're going to run through your job experience. We're going to run through your education. What type of education you have had, whether it was, whether you're getting your GED, whether you've already graduated, high school, you are in in our program now trying to achieve it. Um, and, on this one, it says awards. We can tailor it however, that, everything is that we hit all of those areas. Um, you want your duties and responsibilities to sound golden. You want your prospective employer to read this and say, this person had a lot of responsibility at that job, or this person, you know, um, was very important. It just makes you look very prestigious. Um, so, like cashier, we just had previously written something down for cashier. I put customer service representative, handled customers' transactions on a POS system. Okay. Um, Disseminating the correct money or cash due to each client. Okay. It's a different way of saying basically the same thing as here. But you want to make sure that it's great. You want to make sure that it stands out and that everything is good. Okay. I see we have Miss here. I don't even know how many viewers I have. Uh, Thank you so much, Miss Sula, for supporting. Uh, Having technical issues, you know, it is at this point. So we also want to do during this workshop is we also would like to have so if you have jobs that you're interested in, if you have your eye already on a company that you would like to work for, we're going to be putting together a cover letter for you to send to the prospective employer along with your resume. Okay, and we'll go through that process as well. So I'm hoping that we have enough time, throughout the rest of this school year to be done, possibly cover letter done, and then be able to send them off to employers. So I will show you guys how to, after we construct the letter, now how do you send them off? Um, so we will be working on that as well in the workshops. Now, so your next steps for next week is to create a list of jobs, create a list of all of the jobs that you've had in the past. And I want you to research their job descriptions. So the same way that I just kind of went through that example, I would like for you to research the job descriptions, and I want you to revise important bullet points to be used for your resume. So the same way that I said I resolved customer issues, you're basically saying it from your standpoint, something that you did. So here I would say um, I registered sales on that job. So it's very important to put it in the first person. This is something that I used to do at this job. Now, for next week, you're going to, after you research those job descriptions, kind of cut and paste and put the wording, try to reword it in a way where you can reword it in a way where it sounds professional. It I don't know if we're back. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I got kicked off, but let's go back. So we have a question here. Ms. Haskell says, is there a particular resume format that employers are looking for? Well, when I started this, I went through a couple of different style of resumes. I believe that most, no one employer, I mean, no two employers are going to be the same. I mean, people like different style resumes. That's why I'm asking students to pick which style, kind of jumps out at them. I can't say that there's a particular style resume that employing looking for to be formative, looking for to showcase your duties and responsibilities, your experience, your work experience. Some of them look at the references to see, you know, if they want, if communities work, it kind of tells what kind of person you are. Everybody's resume style of resume that employers are looking for. I think it's diverse. It could be a resume that that doesn't necessarily have your picture, so they don't know necessarily what you look like. But it speaks volumes for you with your work experience and with your skill, and usually like a motivational statement on your resume. Hope I answered that question. I hope you can still hear me. I hope so you can still see me. I don't know if I'm even here right now, to be honest. Again, um, we want you to create a list of jobs that you've had and research their job descriptions and revise important bullet points to be used for your resume. And we'll be going through that. We'll be going through that actively next week. Okay. Um, that's all I have. Sorry that it's a recording and that it wasn't live. Um, couple more questions. Know what the difference between a logical resume and functional resume? And yes, we can hear and see. Thank you very much for letting me know that. Okay, so a chronological resume basically takes an employer through time. Okay, what you were doing at different stages in your life. So most resumes go in chronological order, and I did not mention that. I apologize. But you want to say, okay, this is what I was doing from 2006 all the way to 2010. It takes the employer through your work in a ladder, or as a functional resume is more like what I call a professional resume, um, where mentioned earlier, my professional resume is it only has experience that I've gained from education. So any job that I've held um, in education, in the education field, that particular resume. So I'm marketed as an educator. I'm not going to put my Taco Bell, my Pizza Hut, my Roy Rogers experience on that resume, because it does, I did nothing, in terms of education. Now, let's just say I was a trainer at Taco Bell, or I was a trainer at one of the fast food establishments where I taught people how to do a particular job. Then maybe I can use that toward my education, toward my educational experience. I hope that answers that question. But okay, so if, if we do have people here, please press name in the chat along with your teacher's name. That's been scrolled at the bottom of the screen. Um, we would appreciate if you're gonna try to edit this video and post it up so that anyone that was not here can kind of go back to see it and then know to come next week prepared. Uh, I'm asking you to make style already picked, and I'm asking you to come with your list of jobs that you held, and having had researched the job descriptions for those. Uh, this webinar. You guys have a great day, and I will promise you I will get this thing figured out. Um, Hopefully it'll be smooth sailing. It looks like I cannot use link over and over again in the broadcast, but